Hello, hello, hello. Welcome and welcome back. Today is day 12 of the Reset My Life 30-day journaling challenge, and we are here, okay, to do just that, reset our mindset so we can reset our lives. Okay. If you've been here already, you know we're about to continue to jump into the journaling analysis process, the JAP. It's here. Definitely click the link in the description box to download it for free so you can follow along. If you haven't already, I don't understand why, because it's free. It's there for you. It's the same information we're going over today, but a bit more in depth and easily more accessible for you to just have within your reach at any moment of the day, of the week, anytime you need it. Okay. Now, we usually start off with our daily statements so we can just get into the energy and the mode of not just transformation, but contentment and peace. The kind that actually comes from you supporting and uplifting yourself the way that you need to be supported and uplifted. Okay. So I will go ahead and start off with my daily affirmation, gratitude, and appreciation. Which one would I like to go with first today? Okay. Gratitude. I am grateful to feel and be steady and supported through the turbulent moments in life. Oh, I love it. That one's good. Okay. So after my daily gratitude, what would I like to go to next? Appreciation. I am proud of myself for recognizing my needs and using the tools and knowledge within me to cater to and fulfill my needs. That one's good and juicy too. Okay, I definitely feel like my affirmation is going to be real juicy. Um, all right, affirmation. I am peace. I am calm. I am grace. I am an embodiment. Ooh, and testament to my gifts and innate of thriving. Ooh, I knew it was going to be good. Okay, so I've definitely gone over my affirmations today here, or my daily statements today. Here are all of them, one back to back. I'm just going to go through all of them. I started out with my gratitude for day 12. I am grateful to feel and be steady and supported through the turbulent moments in life. That's wonderful. That's great. Appreciation. I am proud of myself for recognizing my needs and using the tools and knowledge within me to cater to and fulfill my needs. Okay, and then my daily affirmation today. I am peace. I am calm. I am grace. I am an embodiment and testament to my gifts and my innate ways of thriving. So, you see what energy we start off with here, okay? That's the energy we do. That's what we do. Okay? So, from here, we are going to go ahead and move into our journaling prompt. But while we talk about our journaling prompt, I'd like to mention how exactly I really knew what affirmations to go for and how I kind of just let them come to me, because I know that's not going to be natural or um, as easily understood for everybody. It honestly wasn't the easiest thing for me to do myself, especially, I would say appreciation statements were one of the hardest for me before. And after doing a lot more gratitude and affirmation statements, I was able to move more into that appreciation. Oh, excuse me. But that's part of my exposition for today. While we write our journaling prompt, I'll just go ahead and read it for you. Day 12 of the Reset My Life 30-Day Journaling Challenge, our journaling prompt is: write in detail a room, environment, or scene that describes you complete, that describes, ooh, I'm not even reading right now. I'm going to read that one more time for you all, but you can read yourselves as well. Day 12 of the Reset My Life 30-Day Journaling Challenge. Write in detail a room, environment, or scene that brings you complete and instant peace. Describe the scene using all of your senses. Now, as you write, I woke up this morning, actually went to bed last night with an added thing on my to-do list for this morning that I wasn't intending to have. And it was more so given to me. It wasn't something that I could just kind of take off. It was really something that I had to help out the people who are around me within my community. So I was like, okay, what can I do for myself to make sure I'm still good throughout the day and I still have a generally content and peaceful day, even though it feels disrupted and it feels like I'm having to work extra hard to maintain a sense of mental stability as well as emotional stability. So I asked myself those questions and I was like, okay, let me go ahead and make sure any of the negative thoughts that come up for me right now, I'm definitely going ahead and combating them and just moving through the moment. Definitely recognizing when I feel certain things, walking myself through specific scenarios to make sure, okay, is this something that would actually help me and make me feel better? Or is this something that's more of a short term fix? Is this something that's really just going to cause me more problems long term? Like really assessing the choices and actions that I choose to make, even though I'm in a heightened emotional state, okay? And I knew that I needed to soothe these heightened emotions, but after I felt them, so I let myself feel, and then I was like, okay, I need to take some silence this morning. I just need to make sure I don't have to talk to too many people. And after that, I'm going to make sure I take a good nap today because I had to wake up really early out of my sleep to make sure I could go do this task. And then I also was like, okay, I need to definitely fuel my body with really good food. So during that task, after I made sure I stopped by the store to actually get up on some more fruit and actual nut butter with no sugar, because the past few days I was tempted by sugar. If you guys remember in day 9, I believe I first brought it up, is when I was talking about one of the things that I'm quitting is sugar because I know how bad it affects my body. And that's all the way around when it comes to my mood, my um, actual ability to do things, the physical pains within my body. It really affects all of these. And I noticed a gigantic effect as it came today. And I was like, okay, I definitely have to make sure there are things in the house again, that keep me from going to those other things just because the other people I live with have them around, okay? I can't go to those things just because they're around, even though sugar has been shown to be completely addictive. It's an addictive substance that my brain is understanding on a conscious level that I don't need, but within my body, it's already just craving it. The chemistry craves it because I've had it. So now I have to replace it with actual healthier sugars, which really, when we talk about sugars and carbs, definitely do your own research. I'm a researcher. I do a lot of research. I know things because I research. And when I say I know things, I know only of what I've been able to research. Okay? So do your own research. But I'm talking about some random nutrition things now. I decided, I was like, okay, let me go grab some grapes. Okay? I need some apples. I don't usually eat apples anymore, and I usually like them with almond butter, but most of the almond butters are with sugar, and the ones that aren't are a little bit more expensive. And I hadn't been splurging on any nut butters because I didn't feel like it was an expense I could spare at this time. No, for my health, we can we can. And then for my health, we make sure that I'm getting the things that actually fuel me appropriately, because I still need fuel. I still am going to have cravings. So I have to provide everything for me in this area, in this environment, to make sure I'm not tempted by the other things that may pop up because other people are also in my environment and have control over those factors. Okay. Now, hopefully you guys have written down your prompt by now and you're understanding the sort of scene that you can envision for yourself. Because for me, when I was having a bit of a moment this morning, just trying to figure out how I'm going to move through it, like I said, the first thing I did was combat those feelings with statements that actually helped me focus on direct, aligned actions for my life. That was a step two. Okay. So let me back that up. Okay. We had, I created statements to combat the negative limiting beliefs and perceptions that were influencing my mood and making things a bit worse, in order to focus on aligned actions, take those actions. Okay. And then from there, I realized that, okay, I am taken care of. It does bring me a bit more sense of peace and understanding, and I start to feel back more in my zone, in my clarity, and more into alignment with myself after that. But it took me recognizing that I even had those intrusive thoughts making things worse. It took me recognizing that I was I hadn't really created the optimum environment for myself to be able to move through these moments a bit easier and faster. Um, and it also took me taking the risk of not having something to actually have something, if that makes sense. So, like I was mentioning a few days ago, or starting earlier this week, we're increasing our capacities for change, risk, and acceptance. Okay? The limiting beliefs that popped up for me, I had to accept that those were not thoughts that served me so that I could let them go. And then I focused on actions that were going to help me physically change my environment and circumstance. Okay. And from there,
I took the risk to actually do those things. And they seem like really small things, but when you do very small things like that day in and day out, you're going to be able to do the bigger things. So I say all this to say I increased my capacity for change today just by intentionally focusing on the thoughts that occurred, intentionally choosing my actions, and with purpose moving into change. Very intentional. So that's how that whole circle comes back around, okay? And the way that we're connecting today's prompt, if you feel like you can't even combat those thoughts, you can't even figure out one thought to just get onto to hop to a way out of this hurricane, okay? You can't even get into you can't get out, right? We're going to find a way to bring the eye into the hurricane. That's what today's prompt is for you. It's bringing the eye of the hurricane in, focusing on that so that you can have an inner calm to ride out the storm, okay? And then from there, after you've brought in some of that calm, you have a plan and a better sense of yourself to be able to move through those moments, okay? Oh, okay. With that being said, I'll go ahead and tell you guys I'm I'm on a Zoom. Can you turn it off? I'm searching for the hurricane. Just for a moment. And that's what this prompt is for you, is to help you find that calm in the storm so that you can move through those more stressful, overwhelming, difficult, high pressure, even low pressure, nothing's happening, stagnant, underwhelmed moments. It's here to help with that. So, the first thing that we're going to do is I like you to close your eyes, okay? And think of the time that you've been most peaceful. Think of a place where you've been most peaceful. It doesn't matter what was happening, who was there, what was going on. Just think of that time, that place, and envision it. See it in your eyes. Like, what does it look like? Okay? And if you're not someone who can visualize it in your head, maybe what do you remember it smelling like or sounding like? What were the sounds and smells like? Maybe you were holding something. What was that touch? What was that texture? And then I want you to really focus on the feelings that you had during that moment. We're really going to bring it down into the feelings you had during that moment and hone in on those, okay? Now, once you have this scene and you know the feelings that occurred, we're going to describe it in detail in your journal and use all of your senses, not just your sight, not just your nose, not just your taste buds, not just your ears and your touch, but also your feeling. What did you sense with your feeling, with the energies around? What did you sense? And what did you actually embody in that moment? Who were you in that moment? As a peaceful, calm person, how would you even sit there and feel it? What was going on in your brain while you were sitting in that moment and feeling it? And if you feel like I've never had that moment, this is your time to get creative and to literally create a whole world that's locked away from everything else. It cannot be touched or disturbed. Come up with this moment yourself using all of your same senses: sight, hearing, smell, touch, um, taste, and feeling and energy. Use all of these senses to describe everything in detail. And once you get done writing, once you get done going through all of that, I highly suggest. And when I say suggest, I mean do it. Do it today. Do it today with your journaling prompt. After you write it down, do the full journal analysis process 1 through 4. Okay? Even if you've already answered the prompt and you have complete clarity on it, still go ahead and do number 1. You can do it before or after you answer the prompt. And with number 2, you're going to go ahead and do this after you answer your prompt. Number 2 has to be 2 through 4 are all after you answer the prompt. Okay? So that's why I'm saying answer the prompt first, so that you can just go straight through the analysis and really start to see how these different parts of yourself show up and how you can support yourself and uplift yourself as a whole and through your transformation. Because you, the past selves that you've been throughout this one lifetime, okay, you've been different versions of yourself. And it makes sense to want to be like, no, I'm just going to completely get rid of it. You can't really do that because you've always been that person that's inside of you. You can let go of that version of you, but it's always still, it was a part of your journey. It was a part of who you become, or who you are today. It's the only reason you've been able to get up to this point. So thank yourself for the past versions of yourself that have gotten you here to this new you, right? And through your analysis, you'll start to see and understand where each version of yourself has imprinted different foundations of thinking and feeling into you, especially once you get to analysis 3. And then with analysis 4 is how you start to embody that full process that I talked about at the very beginning, which is where I created statements that combated those thoughts. And then I took focused aligned actions that actually helped me create change and increase my capacities for risk and acceptance. Okay? So the only reason I was able to do that so swiftly and so easily today, because today is very much a day. I remember when I was talking about the other day where it wouldn't have gone as they could have if it had been a year ago. Today would have been a whole week of breakdown. Okay, a whole week of breakdown. And that is not just because I have started medication for certain mental health issues that I've been suffering with, because I'm very much still receiving placebo effects from those. Those are extended use items that take a while to kick in. This is pretty much I'm raw dogging life right now. Raw dogging life still. Okay. But I've only been able to get up to this far using this process. I've only been able to make sure that I don't do more detrimental things to myself and to my life and hurt the people around me because I chose to intentionally implement this journaling analysis process into my everyday mindset and thinking. I chose to reset my mind so I could reset my life. And sometimes it doesn't feel like a choice. Sometimes it doesn't feel like a choice. And you have to remind yourself that it is. It's not a choice to just get up and be happy. No. But it's a choice to help yourself. It's a choice to support yourself. It's a choice to uplift yourself. It's a choice to choose change, to choose better, to choose risking that the belief that things are better, that you have opportunity. It's a choice to choose certain things. And there are certain things that are just going to occur around you that are out of your control. But the choices that you actually have and that you make can either make those circumstances better, the same, or a neutral understanding of just what's happening. So, like I said, with this journaling analysis process, if you haven't downloaded, I don't know why. There's a table of contents there so you can see what goes on within it. It even comes with 7 different journaling prompts so that you can complete it as a whole different 7-day challenge. You could break it down all the way out into a 30-day challenge if you want to. I'm actually thinking about using it myself as more of like a 7-week challenge, like focusing on one journaling prompt each week and really diving into all of the aspects of everything for that prompt. Okay? But that's something that I choose to do because I know it can help me. I choose to do these things because I know they help me support myself in my life and they help me make sure I don't descend into a state of chaos or utter stagnancy. I choose to help myself. So, what are you choosing for yourself today? Okay, this is a free workbook. You can download it right now, it's in the description box. And with that being said, day 12 of the journaling analysis process sort of overview has commenced. And therefore, day 12 of the Reset My Life 30-day challenge has commenced. So, if you are someone who feels like everything in my life just keeps going wrong and then I can't figure out how to even get back on top or how to even move through it, then take a moment to find the eye of the hurricane so that you can have the calm to get out. Take a moment to choose to support yourself with all of the options and opportunities around you. Take a moment to recognize and honor the wonderful things you've done for yourself that have gotten you. Take a moment to understand that things don't have to stay the same. You can create change for yourself. You can reset your mindset and you can reset your life. So, if you've been here today so far and you feel like you've learned something, if you feel like you felt like this was a bit too relatable or this was something that really spoke to you, share it with another person who you know it will speak to. Share it with someone that you know it can help because that's the best way to help all of us, okay? So, with that being said, I would like to thank you all for being here. I want you to continue to have a very beautiful, restorative, wonderful, and lesson filled journey of life, okay? Continue to have it. Continue to be who you are. Continue to do it for you so that you can do what you need to do to be you, okay?